folks, please stay seated at all times, whether we're moving or if we've stopped for an animal. Stay seated. If you drop something from the vehicle, we cannot go out and pick it up. Try to keep everything inside the truck. Look above your head and you'll see the animal tracking guide. This will help you identify a lot of the animals that we'll hopefully find out here. Roads are going to get bumpy. These animals may be moving around a bit. Sports and action settings, they're the best bet for photos. We're entering the Ituri forest, and the animals out here can easily blend in with their natural surroundings, so keep your eyes open. Well, it's hard to see, but look, you know, first, look to your left. Look to your left side first, up on the hill. Those are greater Kudu, gray antelope up on the hill. There's 3 or 4 of them back there. They are female Kudu, since they don't have any horns. Now on your right, there's a tiny antelope called the yellow-backed diker. There's also an okapi. It's harder to see. The okapi is way back in the bushes. Now he's hiding back there. Okapis very rarely come out towards the truck. Very shy animals. Watering holes like this, they're a good place to look for animals. Might be coming down to get a drink, trying to stay cool on a hot day like today. Like I said, the animals of the Ituri, they've got great camouflage. They can be rather hard to see at times. Look on your right, up on the hill. That's the bongo, probably the rarest animal in the forest right now. Bongo. There's a couple hundred of them in captivity, but out in the wild, there's about 80 of them left. They're nicknamed the ghost of the forest because they're normally very hard to see. Great camouflage. Very shy. Nearly silent. They've earned the nickname the ghost of the forest. Full-grown male hippos can weigh over 5,000 pounds. Newborn babies, they usually weigh about 85 pounds. They usually spend their day in the water because they overheat very easily. And at night they'll move to the shore and they'll start to graze. They'll eat over 150 pounds of grass in a couple hours. There's a few more hippo on your left. Oh, hippo. On average, the hippos weigh about 5,000 pounds. Babies, the day they're born, are going to weigh about 85 pounds. And when you see a bunch of hippo, it is not a herd, it's not a pod, it's actually called a bloat. Bloat of hippo. On the island, there are pink-backed pelicans, which are one of the smallest pelicans, despite having an 8-foot wide wingspan. We're going to be crossing over a bridge. I need everybody to stay seated. There may be some Nile Crocodiles down here. We're not going to stop. We're going to go slow. Stay seated. Look on the left. Nile crocodiles can grow to be 19 feet long, and they'll bite down with 2,000 pounds of pressure. They easily tear through the hide and crush the bones of their prey. They can run 10 miles an hour. Our truck only goes 9 miles an hour, so let's go. savanna is part of the Great Serengeti grasslands. It stretches for hundreds of miles all over eastern Africa. It's part of a vast superhighway for millions of migratory animals, and it's home to some of our more famous creatures like elephants, lions, and giraffes. The landscape of the savanna is maintained by all the animals that live here. Elephants are like big bulldozers. They're going to knock over a tree so they can eat the roots and the leaves. The fallen tree will help spread the grass around. Giraffe are the pruning shears. They'll reach into the trees and they chew on the low-hanging limbs. Life shines down through the branches onto the grass. The lawnmowers, like wildebeest and zebra, they'll cut down the grass and new shoots will sprout. Little nibblers like warthogs, gazelle, they trim up the edges. In a balanced, natural system, there's enough food for everyone. The big piles of dirt all around the savanna, these are termite mounds. The dirt's being held together by termite poop. And that's gross. Got 3 adult females. Then you got the giraffe. Then if you look down, you'll see a black sable. That's the adult male. We got 2 little ones in the middle. Little giraffe is about a year old. When babies are born, they stand 6 feet tall, or they won't be able to reach their mothers to get milk. Last kid, and here comes Dad. All right. Giraffes, of course, are the tallest living land animals. They stand 18 to 20 feet tall, spend around 20 hours a day eating. Only about 30 minutes a day will be spent sleeping. Very light sleepers. They'll sleep 3 to 5 minutes at a time, and often they'll sleep standing up. And whenever you see a bunch of giraffe like that, you could call it a herd. It's actually known as a tower. Tower of giraffe. That one's drooling because giraffe are gross. Two more giraffe under the palm trees, and you'll notice that one of those giraffe looks different than all the others. That is a reticulated giraffe. It's got big, kind of square shapes all over its body. The other giraffe that we've seen are called Maasais. They were more jagged and very irregular shapes for their spots. On the rocks, it's between those 2 tree branches. Might be a little hard to see. That is a mandrill. A fully grown male can weigh 100 pounds, so they are the world's biggest monkey. We'll see a few more of them around here. Maybe. Just on that little one, it was kind of hard to see. They're the biggest monkey in the world, and we never get a good look at them. It's good. I'll tell you what, we're going to head down to the red clay pits. Out there, we'll hopefully find some elephants. I think the elephants will be easier to see than those monkeys. It's going to make some noise. It might creak and groan a little bit, but don't panic too much. It looks bad, but it's okay. We're good. Leave it the right side. There you go. Sorry about that. Here we are at the red clay pits. Elephants will wander through here and they jam their tusks into the clay. They knock it from the wall, and then they'll eat the clay. Helps them digest their food. Gives them vital minerals and nutrients that they're lacking in their diets. Look on your left. We're actually behind an elephant here. And there'll be a few more up the road, a couple little elephants. We'll get a better view of them. And I'm gonna put the radio on. We'll get some driving music. Now these two young elephants, both of them are about 3 years old. Females are pregnant for about 22 months. When the babies are born, they weigh over 200 pounds. They're going to live with the herd until they're about 14. So after people, elephants have the longest childhood of any animal. Greater flamingo. They're the largest and the palest flamingo. They get the pink color from their diet. They'll eat brine shrimp and other crustaceans high in beta-carotene. When they hatch, they're actually gray. It'll take over 2 years of eating shrimp before they turn pink. That was an ibis. Just give at you folks. Ibis. If you look all the way down the road, there's a brown antelope. That's called the buntabuck. The ostrich are the biggest birds in the world. They can stand up to 9 feet tall, and they can weigh around 400 pounds. They're too heavy to fly, but they can run 40 miles an hour. They're the fastest land animal. They can run over 70 miles an hour, but they only maintain that speed for a short distance, maybe 100 yards or so at the most. They don't have fully retractable claws. Their claws are always sticking out of their paws like a built-in cleat. This gives them better grip. Rock formations like this are called kopis, and they're a good place to look for lions. Look over your left shoulder. There's a female up there in the rocks, and there's a male. When we turn around here, we're going to make a U-turn. Hopefully you can see this male lion. He's right on the edge of the kopi. There's usually one male and 6 or 7 females to a pride. There's the male. Females will do the hunting, and they're nocturnal hunters. They hunt at night. And there's actually a second female laying next to this male. You can see the head, her ear right there next to him. So the males, it's their job to protect the females and the cubs from danger. Some males, when they roar, they'll get so loud that they'll be heard from 5 miles away. They were overhunted by man, nearly went extinct. But thanks to conservation efforts, there's a couple thousand of these buntabuck alive today. The addax. Addax live in the Sahara Desert. When they're in the desert, they can go their entire life without drinking water. They'll get moisture from all the plants that they eat, and that'll be enough for them to survive. If you look around, you'll notice that we are not in the Sahara, so you may be confused as to why we have these desert animals living here. Unfortunately, the addax is extremely rare. There's only about 300 of them left in the Sahara. They've been overhunted for their curvy horns, and we're afraid that they could go extinct in the wild within the next 10 years. So we brought them out here, and we're hoping they'll have some healthy babies. We'll start sending them to other reserves and zoos around the world. They'll breed with more addax, boost their numbers. And someday we can start sending them back home to their natural habitats. They're a good example of how reserves like this can really help critically endangered species. And that is going to be wrapping up our safari. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got to see some of your favorite African animals. If you want to see more animals, go down the Pangani Trail. You can find more hippos, more okapis. There are zebra, meerkats, lowland gorillas, and lots of other animals on the Pangani Trail. Check around yourselves, make sure you have your belongings, take everything with you, and enjoy the rest of your day here at Disney's Animal Kingdom.